Did you see the video of the judge basically like talking down to Jesse?
Yeah.
They basically said like, you will become a meme essentially for lying and so forth. Like,
hey, look, he's everything. The phrase Stepin Fetchit was by an actor who played those roles so much. They named the role he played Stepin Fetchit. Everything something happens to somebody that is unbelievable has become Jesse Smollett. Like when the girl got kidnapped and
oh yeah, right.
and I'm like, look here, man. Like it was that story was whacked to me from the beginning when she said I saw a baby walking, like a baby walked. But the police got there within 5 minutes. They conducted a multi-jurisdictional search, including the Secret Service. There has not been that many white men looking for a black woman in the South since Harriet Tubman. There's never. The only thing they didn't have was fucking torches.
I was not ready for that analogy. Oh my God.
There has not literally. I'm serious.
The way you flipped it too is just, oh man, that is such a scathing.
It is.
Scathing comparison.
The last time that many white men was looking for a black woman on purpose in the South was Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. Okay. Is she supposed to be on which bill is she supposed to be on?
But I tell you what, infamy is better than fame these days.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Jesse situation almost reminds me of Tory Lanez, who is in jail right now doing 10 years. And by the way, I found out that he had, at first I was told it was a 4-year plea deal, but then I talked to someone else who was there early with him who said they actually gave him a 3-year plea deal that he turned down, only to be doing 10 years and still denying that he ever did anything.
Well, you know, the interesting thing, so I'm at Joey's.
Yeah.
In the Valley.
Yeah. Great spot.
I see a guy, it's Tory Lanez's dad.
Oh. Did he have the tattoo hairline and everything?
The most warm human being. Like, part of me was like...
Oh, you talked to him?
For an hour.
Okay. Well, what did he say?
That he believed his son. Of course he did.
Did he believe that Jay-Z was behind all this?
He wasn't that fired up about that part.
Okay.
But he still believed his son, ultimately, which any father would, especially when you're talking to a guy who got a radio show. Of course you're going to say, like, why would you?
Yeah.
But I got the sense that he believed in his son's innocence. And it made me, at least respect the fact that if you have a guy like that, and the guy's he's very religious, very spiritual, and the way that he talked about his son is the way I talk about my son. So so I had to give deference to that. In the end, I said, I believe he did it, and not because I want to. I believe he did it because of all the circumstances that were surrounding the whole thing.
Right.
But it does give me, for a minute, it gave me pause to have somebody. One of the reasons that they have people that come give these personal testimonies when they got about to sentence you is because it gives a shade or a nuance or a different patina to somebody that you look at in a jaundiced way. So it did change. It certainly colored the way I see him a different way. I still think he's guilty, unfortunately, but the fact that this dude was erudite and smart and spiritual and warm and empathic, I just don't see it the way you do. And I don't blame a father for seeing his son the way.
The dad, especially if you're talking about someone having a child that sort of transforms your whole family.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't exactly know their background, but I would assume that Tory's probably more successful than anyone in their family up to this point.
Yeah,
just because of his great degree of success.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
It's not like he has a brother that was also huge. It was like, he was, he was very accomplished. He's a great artist. But I said 2 years ago that he's going to jail based on everything that I know. And he even DM'd me, was trying to figure out what I know. And I'm like, I know what's clearly out there, Tory.
Right.
He's like, are you a cop? And he's like insulting me. And I'm like, I don't care if you insult me.
I read the fucking news.
I read the news.
I read the reports.
Your victim is taking the stand against you. Which, like my man Tony Yayo has always said, he's never seen that before. He's never seen a human being who shot somebody and they survived take it to court when the victim is going to testify against them. It's just never he's never seen it. He thought it was crazy.
It happened, but it was in movies. I saw it in Godfather.
Right. Oh, when he
I saw that part.
Oh, they had his brother come in.
I
he
saw
kind of
that
like,
part. I didn't see that. Yeah,
but he changed his testimony on the stand.
And then killed himself in the bathtub.
Right, exactly. But whatever. Megan got on the stand wearing purple, which is the domestic violence color, and cried on the stand to the jury and said exactly what happened. And my whole thing is, okay, well, let's just say he didn't do it. Let's just say that someone else shot her. You never told your story. All you said this whole time is, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, but not saying what happened, because there were shots that were fired. There was gun residue. There's witnesses hearing the shots. There's audio of the shots. Shots were fired. Someone got hit. There's bullet fragments in the foot. If it was me, and I did not shoot her, I wouldn't care what my lawyer told me. I'm getting on the stand, and you could cross-examine me 100 times. Because I'm going to get and I know people like Hurricane Chris, who was charged with a murder, who took the stand. Travis Rudolph, charged with a murder, took the stand. Didn't matter. And they told me flat out, it didn't matter what their lawyer told them. I'm not going to leave my future in the hands of this guy who doesn't have the repercussions that I have.
Right.
If I truly believe that it was self-defense and I wasn't the one responsible for it, I'm going to take the stand and prove to the jury and let myself get cross-examined, and my story's not going to switch up because I know what happened, and you could ask me 100 times. Tory, to this day, continues to say that he's an innocent black man and everything else like that, but he has never once said what actually happened.
Well, here's what I will say that's sadder to me about that, is that Megan got shot.
Yes.
And everybody was like, oh, well, they were fucking or whatever. Most women in this country who get shot were fucking or had been fucking the dude that shot them.
Yes.
So it's not, that doesn't absolve you of that notion. And the fact is, how we've devolved as a society, we believe somebody that is bleeding. We won't believe somebody that's bleeding against somebody that hasn't even really made a statement. Like, she was obviously shot.
Yes.
Obviously somebody shot her.
Right. And then Tory made a song disputing that. He said, how do you get shot? No bones and tendons got hit. He actually made a song.
You know, it's called Lucky. It's called Lucky.
He got lucky. Yeah, exactly.
I just, and that's where we are. Something happened to me. I don't even know what, maybe about. But I started I was reading this book and it talked about how when you get older, the part of your brain that is more inclined to be empathic and sympathetic expands, and the other part, I guess you grow less, you have less testosterone and more, whatever it is. But I started to hate the guy I used to be. Like the way I saw things. 20 years ago, I'd have been one of those people that said,
yeah.
Oh. But now, I'm like, if you live long enough, you'll see how stupid you used to think was.
I feel you.